Episode 3 of the Strixhaven lore just dropped. I thought we were going to be slow rolling it, but it's out, so this is the Cliff Notes. This episode starts with Lewin, and he's at Titan's grave with the rest of the Witherbloom class, and Professor Fell is doing his usual thing and being as vague as possible and giving them riddles, being standoffish and having a strange vibe. Professor Fell is asking them what they hear. They're trying to give answers they think might be right. They're all wrong. He's shooting them all down. All the while, Lewin's classmates are actually bullying him. They're calling him Ram Clan, I guess with the horns, and he finally's had enough. He's snapped, and he headbutts his bully, cuts him with a knife, and at that moment he thinks, I think I just earned my respect and they know that I'm about that life. Nope, doesn't work the way that he thought it was going to. The classmate snitched, Professor Fell comes swooping in, pins him to a tree, and says, you have got to get good or get gone and find another home. So trying to course correct, Lewin decides that he's actually going to try to listen to the environment, and that is when he realizes that the Titan bones are hollow, and then hollow bones are brittle, and he plummets through the earth and ends up in a cave. Maybe not a cave, but more like a chamber. There are 6 archaics in there. Archaics, they are huge, they have 32 hands, their mouths are ajar, it looks like they're kind of doing some kind of ritual, and he freaks out. These are the archaics that he's presumably seeing, and he panics, and he thinks of Kirill the whole way, motivating him to get out, and the person that ends up pulling him out is Professor Fell. Professor Fell's like, what'd you see in there? Lewin tells him nothing and runs to Tam. Tam was like, okay, but why didn't you tell Professor Fell what you saw? And he said, well, what if it backfires and they think not only am I violent, but I'm mentally ill? What if they don't believe me? It's gonna look worse for me. And with her Quandrix wisdom says, I think that you should talk to the Oracle Jadzi, and says that oracles become archaics, and archaics used to be oracles, and it's like a timey-wimey kind of thing, and that they're the future version of oracles, and they poetically talk about the passage of time. Lewin agrees, and he decides to go try to find the Oracle and talk to her privately, but what he stumbles upon is the Oracle and Professor Fell talking privately. Does he leave? No, he eavesdrops. This is where it got a little scandalous, because the Oracle then accuses Professor Fell of using the students for a scheme of sorts, and then she says that you know that the archaics are acting strangely all over Arcavios, and then she further reveals that Professor Vess, Liliana, is missing. Fell is obviously miffed at the implications and the accusations of being a schemer, and he states that he has seraphic brightness in his bloodline, and then Jadzi, the Oracle, then reveals that Professor Fell's first name is Delian, and refers to him as one of you planeswalkers. So I'm thinking we might get a little planeswalker action here. Lewin never reveals himself. He skedaddles, boot scoot and boogie, and then he tries to go tell Tam. He's trying to tell Tam what went down, and then chaos ensues. A giant archaic thing just shows up out of nowhere and is literally blocking the moon. It's so giant. Everybody starts freaking out, panicking. They don't know what's going on. And then Professor Fell shows up and asks the two of them, hey, have you seen the Oracle? And kind of implies that she also is missing now at this point. And the final twist is that Kirill receives a message on the group chat that we talked about in the previous episode, and it says code Una. Kirill interprets that, gets out of bed, they're ready to go. It's in the middle of the night, and they run into Ajani. Ajani obviously is like, what are you doing awake? And Kirill says, well, my friends are in trouble. I need to go. Ajani says, stay in bed. Let me handle this. Wait an hour, and then we'll revisit, okay? Kirill hears all of this, takes it to heart, does the opposite, and leaves. And that's where the story ends. I hope you liked the summary. Bye.